This title on Reddit is Batwoman set conditions, aka no fucking way what happened.
So basically, a lot, obviously, like they want to get rid of shows that people aren't watching. Like even their most popular show, Flash, only has 500,000 viewers every single episode now. Like that's literally only 150,000 more than Trailer Park Boys had when that show ran. Okay, so. And The Flash costs way more money than obviously Trailer Park Boys does.
Well, who watches the CW?
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, why don't they just shut that shit down? Like,
same thing like we were just talking about with Twitch. When is cable television gonna go away?
It's not. It's not.
When is that gonna die,
dude?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the only people I know who watch it are parents.
There you go, Nick.
They're gonna die
when the boomers die.
But there's
cable television.
You can have half the viewership on a network television show that a YouTuber gets per video, and you will make 3 times as much as them on network television.
Maybe
Until
we
the
should
boomers
equalize
die.
that.
Yeah, but that's
No, I know.
Somebody call Danny up. I got to get some insider info.
How are you making money, Dan?
so. Here's the deal.
What's the model?
Here's the deal.
50%? 70%?
Warner Brothers Discovery. Apparently, so internally, this is like them actually cutting off like dead limbs, pretty much, to have a more cohesive, DCEU going forward. Because Superman's still on CW, and that show actually gets pretty good viewership and rave reviews. Actually, a lot of people like this
They're
interpretation.
the one that's
of
like
Superman.
a Lois and Clark type
Yeah,
show.
Lois and
That's literally riding the coattails of Smallville from like 2005.
There's obviously there's Flash. I mean, Arrow was like their most successful show, and that ran for like 10 seasons or whatever. But either way, this whole movement also comes off the heels of WB Discovery is looking to sell their video game companies, specifically like Warner Brothers Interactive, and Xbox is apparently the top bidder right now.
What are the other
It's
bidders on there?
Sony and like Microsoft. I mean,
Yeah. Are they a really popular studio? I'm looking up what they made. They made Arkham.
They made
Bubble
Arkham.
Pop
They made
Injustice,
Arkham
Lego.
They made Arkham Origins.
Yeah, okay. Injustice series, Lego
It's
series,
important to
Middle-earth
differentiate.
series, Scribblenauts. Okay, so they have some,
Xbox, EA, and Sony are all interested in this, pretty much. But I was just saying to Nick before the show started, it was just like, dude, if fucking Batman becomes an Xbox exclusive, I will lose my shit.
Where would you like to see it go?
All platforms. Everybody should be able to play Batman.
EA Sports.
Well,
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
oh, and they have Portkey Games, which is all of like the Wizarding World franchise shit.
So interested parties include EA, Take-Two, Microsoft, Sony, Tencent, NetEase?
Netty Spaghetti.
Netty
The
Spagoots.
PUBG Corp, and WBD wants to sell studios and license IPs. Why?
I thought if they're trying to like rein shit in, why are they trying to license things out?
I have no
I
idea.
mean,
Good question.
Okay,
maybe
well-
for video games, that's a little bit more like.
Well, I feel like that's the same problem Disney had, where they just gave Star Wars to EA, and EA was just fucked it up the
Like,
entire
well.
time. Dude, I hope. Listen, if it goes to Sony, right? If Sony is now the Warner Brothers exclusive brand, not only will they have Spider-Man, they'll have Batman too.
We'll have more Morbius.
We'll have more Morbius. Morbius game.
more Morbius games.
Fuck you.
Can you imagine like an amazing Spider-Man version of like Morbius, the video game, where you're just flying around and you go and you're like, I can't bite that person. I should probably drink some little blue blood. I shouldn't kill them yet.
It would be crazy if they did like a first-party Sony title in the style of Batman. Could you imagine like the big cinematics and like the mocap they would do and like the story? Like imagine God of War but Batman. It would be fucking wild.
You would not go to work for a full week.
It'd be worse than Elden Ring.
I got to call out. Unlimited PTO.
You guys said I could do this.
Hey, this is your policy, not mine. And I mean, if it goes to Xbox, that's, if you got Game Pass, that's day one release.
Shit.
And
Shit.
Day one release. And, it's not going to be littered with microtransactions. You know what I mean?
So what did they wind up doing with with all the Star Wars games, they opened it up to
now
right?
Ubisoft is making an open world Star Wars game.
But they're not doing any exclusive deals, right? It's just
no, and like EA is making Jedi Fallen Order, and somebody else is making the KOTOR remake. You know, they once they saw how EA handled that license, they're like, maybe it's best we give this to other people.
Yeah, they got rained the fuck in after like Battlefront.
We haven't seen how that's going to play out yet, but to me that makes sense. Like, see who does the best, and you know, like.
Well, it's like what they do with COD. Like when they switch studios every couple of years. Like I think it's a smart.
It's a 3-year dev cycle.
Yeah, but they have a stable, right? It's not like they're just going.
Yeah, they have a consistent 2 that they switch back and forth. But I think that like it breeds a little 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it breeds like a little bit of like fun competitiveness, and like it just makes everything better. Like competition leads to better product.
Yeah.
We are anti-monopoly here on Press Any Game.
One thing that kills me about Xbox though buying all these studios, if they are buying this studio, is that like they have not put anything out that's worthwhile. Like Psychonauts 2, I think reviewed well. Forza was fun for like a week. Age of Empires 2 was fun until like you get all the friggin' like Risk nerds who just obliterate you in every single match.
Those 3 games
destroyed. Those 3 games also came out 3 weeks apart from each other.
Yeah, but also like those are the games that are like when you buy a system and it's like here's a free game you get with it. Like that's that quality
and
of
game.
Halo, the games that came out like 15
and
years
Halo
ago.
and Halo Infinite
came out on
and
PC.
like it came out on PC and Xbox. And everybody's mad because it's been 6 months and there's no new content. And then they finally announced season 2. And turns out that Campaign Co-op and Forge aren't coming this month. They're coming sometime in the next 6 months.
I'm not going back to Halo.
What was 343? Like that game wasn't finished. They got the core gameplay down. They got the core maps down. And listen, moment to moment gameplay, Halo is good.
Yeah.
But I can't play the same 4 maps for an entire year.
Well, that's the thing. Like we got burned out on Halo pretty damn quick, and it was almost like we're having fun, and then it's like, okay, no.
Yeah, it's like I had no more desire to play this game. And like to be fair, like Forza reviewed well and sold well. Age of Empires 4 reviewed well and sold well. Like all these games did well, but they don't nurture that community afterwards. And Xbox has like 20 or 30 studios they have now. Where are the fucking games? Like,
I mean, I understand that like COVID, crippled the gaming industry in a lot of different ways. It
just meant that they couldn't abuse the workers anymore.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. But like, there's so much when you look at like what Sony is doing with all of these games, like The Last of Us and like God of War, things like that, where it's like you've redefined how video games are approached. Like, when's the last time Xbox did that?
Yeah, I mean, Corey Barlog just put out a video, I think, like 8 days ago, where he finally addressed. He's like, I know we're being quiet on God of War. He's like, he's like, we're perfectionists. He's like, we're working, and the entire fan base was like, take as much time as you need. Like, you cannot rush perfection.
You don't want a cyberpunk.
And like, here's the thing: everybody already knows that God of War Ragnarok could not be better than the first God of War. At least I don't think so. Mm-hmm. However, I think if they take their time, it can be just as good.
I think the big point of it is like you've seen the studio deliver. It's like you've got trust in them now.
Yeah.
So you're like, cool. Like you said, take as much time as you want.
You've seen all of their studios. Like, I don't think that. Well, I'm not really a big fan of Death Stranding. Well, I don't think that's a Sony exclusive, is it?
I don't think so. Is it?
What's
It might
that?
be.
What's that other
No.
one? No, it's a Kojima game.
Yeah, it's a Kojima.
God, what's the one that? Oh, the Beyond Two Souls. I'm not super into.
Ow.
Detroit Become Human. I'm not. The David Cage games. I'm not really
Between
super
Two
into.
Ferns, the game.
Between
Yes.
Two Ferns. But I mean, you have like Horizon Zero and Horizon games. We're not,
Good games. I'm just not into them.
right. Still great games. Like people
Days
love them,
Gone. Most people don't like Days Gone. I think Days Gone's one of the best titles they put out.
yeah. Nah.
Yeah. See, exactly.